So very good afternoon. This is me, Karthik, from Konganadu College of Engineering and Technology. So we are depart from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. So we are going to see about information retrieval techniques, that is a CS 8080 information retrieval techniques, final year, 8th semester. So which is so we go on to the syllabus. So first we have to know what is information retrieval. So it is divided into three parts. First, what is information, what is retrieval, and what is technique. So we know what is information, which provides you some meaningful information, a data or some particular data which convey you some meaningful, that is information, and we have to know how it is being retrieved, and for that what are the techniques we are going to apply in computer science. So that is how information is retrieval and how what are the techniques we are going to use, right? So example, this is your 5-unit syllabus, and first unit is introduction. In the introduction, we are going to see what is information retrieval, early developments, the IR problem, the user task, information versus data retrieval, the IR system, the software architecture of the IR system, the retrieval and ranking process, the web, the e-publishing era, how the web changed the search, what are the practical issues on the web, how people search, what are the search interfaces today, and visualization in search interfaces, right? And in second unit, we are going to see about modeling and retrieval evaluation, text classification and clustering, web retrieval and web crawling, recommender systems, right? We'll see what is before starting to the introduction. I will tell you what is information retrieval. So before ancient periods, 19 before the development of systems and before the development of um, computers and before the development of languages, we started using to store our information at sign languages, right? So we don't use computers to store information. Before that, we have used the sign languages. So after the development of sign languages, we started representing using uh, calculators and machines to store informations. Before that, we don't have machines. We will represent like sticks and stones. So many of you have studied in histories to store informations. So we'll have if I want to count the numbers, I will take sticks and stone to represent the information. So after the development of systems and machines, we started to store our data in computer part, right? So wherever we are applying some searching pattern to retrieve your techniques, that is information retrieval. So before search engines, if we want any data, what we will do, we will go to the library and we will search something, right? So if you want to retrieve any informations, we have to go to the library and we have to retrieve our data. So after in ancient period, in history period, so we don't have all the periods, in all the places we don't have library. So library will be situated in certain places, right? So but after the development of systems and the internet, we started to store our data in machines, and after the development of internet, we started to store our data in cloud part. So wherever we want, we can retrieve our data. We no need to take the data, or we have no need to take our systems wherever we go. So the search engines are biggest example of information retrieval techniques. So nowadays, if you want to store, if you want to retrieve any data directly, we are going to Google and we are searching something. So we are not in a position to think what it is going on, right? நம்மளுக்கு தெரிஞ்ச விஷயம் கூட we are not search, we are not recalling that. We are going for a Google and we are searching that. So what is information? So there is no correct definition. Information telling or thing told, knowledge, items of knowledge, news. So knowledge is a familiarity gained by experience, persons, rangings of information, a theoretical part or practical understanding of the sum of what it is known. types of informations. The biggest example of information retrieval techniques in recent years is web search. So in search engines only, we are retrieving the information, whatever we want, we are taking from the search engines, right? So what are the types of information stored there? We can store our text information, XML information, some images, audio files, video files, source codes, application, web services. We have multiples, bunch of data to store there, right? So then what is retrieval? So retrieval, it is fetching something that has been stored, recover a stored state of knowledge, search through stored informations to find some relevant informations to the task on hand. So if you want to store some informations, we are retrieving that data from the database part. That is retrieval, from where we are going to get take that stored data. That is retrieval. And techniques, what techniques we are going to apply in computer science, that is information retrieval techniques. So by proper definition, what is IR? IR, information retrieval, is a problem-oriented discipline concerned with the problem of the effective and efficient transfer of desired information between human generated and human user. So if you want to retrieve some data, we are depending upon some interfaces. That interfaces will convey you the information from one end to another end. So the main objective of your IR system is to retrieve your relevant data. So the biggest example of retrieval systems is Google IR systems, search engines. So we have not only search engines, wherever you are applying some search pattern, that all search patterns will come under information retrieval. So one of the biggest example is search engines. So clearly understand what is information retrieval and what are the types of information retrieval models we have. So, right, wherever you are going to apply some search patterns to retrieve some techniques, all will comes under information retrieval model. Example, if you are going for a library, you are searching something, it is also information retrieval. And if you are opening your laptop, you are searching something, or opening your book, reading something, and you are searching something, you are opening your bag, there's a lot of dresses are there. If you are searching something, you're particularly you're searching for a particular color of dress, so it is also searching, and you are retrieving that data, right? It is information retrieval. Here the biggest example is, one of the real-time examples, Google search engines. So search engines is a popular IR system which has been used nowadays. So example, internet search engines, Google, Yahoo, and Facebook, web search, etc. So what is the main difference between your databases and IR? You may ask, in databases also we are storing informations, and what is a DBMS and what is IR? So DBMS is properly structured data. You can store the information in structured format, but in IR it is mostly unstructured. Queries, what we retrieve is formally defined queries, unambiguous. So if you want to retrieve some data in DBMS, it is purely consists of queries. So if you given your query, if it is matched, and that data will be retrieved. If your match is not found, it will say you will some errors and you cannot retrieve that data. In IR, it is expressed in natural language. The results what we get is exactly match in databases. If there is any error in the query, you cannot able to retrieve your data. But in IR, it is somewhat relevant. If you are going to type whatever the data in Google, you definitely will get an answer, right? So this type of information is called express in natural languages. That is, you are allowed to find whatever you want. So that is sometimes we'll get not relevant also, mostly we'll get relevant informations. So in DBMS, it is one short query. In IR, it is interaction is important. So query is important. Based on the query, you will retrieve the data. Google search engine and what are the information I get, what are the information I typed, based on that you will get informations. So interaction is important here. So the popular is the IR systems. The important topic is IR systems. Our entire IR system process is divided into three major categories. One is document subsystem, user subsystem, searching and retrieval subsystem. So document subsystem is again divided into three types. First one, acquisition, representation, and file organization. Second, in under user subsystem, one is a problem, representation, and query. And then third, it is divided into two types. One is matching and retrieving retrieved objects. See how the content is retrieved from the IR system. That is what we are going to see in this diagram. So if I am going for a Google and I am typing something, and after I am pressing enter, how the information is get retrieved for me. That entire basic logic is divided into three parts. That is document, user subsystem, and retrieval and matching subsystem. So this is the diagram. It is traditional IR system, right? So we have three types, as I said before. First one, acquisition, representation, and file organization. We will see what is that. So first, acquisition. So if I'm going to going for a Google and typing something, what I will get is I will get some information related to what I typed, right? Right. So what I have to do is first thing is how the information is get selected, right? If I'm typing something in Google, so I have to retrieve some relevant objects. So first, the main task of your IR system is to retrieve your selected objects. Whatever the topic you're going to type, your system should get uh, your IR system should get your information from the web source. How the information is searched, it is more important. Mostly text-based documents, example, full text, titles, abstract, but also other objects, data, statistics, images, maps, trademarks, sounds, etc. The data are collected by web crawler and stored in database. So example, if I'm going to type in Google, that Google will, after pressing enter, I will get information. Before that, what it is do is whatever the content I have typed, it is taken as query. Example, if I typed information retrieval, so I have to find what are the documents should present in the database which contains information and retrieval. So all this informations will be get tracked by your web crawler, and web crawler what will do, it will be stored that data in the database. After taking that, it will be stored in database. After that, you have to represent that information. So you cannot be able to display that. Display பண்ண முடியாது. We have to represent that information in indexing format. So how it is indexed? Using free text terms, a controlled vocabulary, manual and automatic text techniques. So all the unwanted relevant informations will be removed, and these informations will be stored as an indexing format. That is, it will be done abstracting, summarizing, bibliography informations, authors, title, source, data, metadata, classifying, clustering. All these classifications will be done. That is a representation of documents. How the data is represented. நம்ம எடுத்துட்டு வந்த டேட்டாவை how we are going to represent that informations, that is representation of documents, right? So next to file organization, how it is organized in either in sequential or inverted order. So sequential is document record by record, inverted is term by term, list of documents under each term. Third is problem, that is user subsystem, user to related to user task, situation varying in specifying variety. So it is here we are divided into two types. One is document, another one is user. So user has to give a problem. Example, if I want to retrieve some data, I have to give that problem. That problem will be represented as query, and that information will be take as input by your browser. That is, search engine will take that, and it will search the document where it is presented in the databases. And there we have three types: one is acquisition, representation, and file organization. After that retrieving, representing, file organizing, and my query will be matched by the user, and we will get retrieved objects at the end of your results. So this is the process behind your IR system. So the user has to give the problem what he has kept in his mind, that will be typed as information. That is a problem. They will be get as a input. So it is represented. It should be represented to as a query. So whatever I kept in my mind, I have to convert that to a query. What we search for. These are stemmed and corrected using dictionaries. So focus to a good results. Example, query each statement, search statements, a translation into system requirements and limits. The state of human interaction, computer. So after doing this, you have to match the data. Whatever you typed, whatever is searched by your web crawler, you have to match the data, and matching informations will be retrieved by your objects, by your search engines. So process of matching, what documents in the files match the query as stated. So we have various search algorithms. Example, exact match, we have Boolean, and best match ranking by evaluations increased usually on the web. So each search engines will have their own ranking methodology, right? So whatever data I have retrieved from the databases, it will be get ranked, and that data will be displayed according to a rank. So if I'm typing some topics, that is anonymity I'm typing, so what content will be get? First, what will be there? There will be anonymity homepage. Second will be anonymity, that is a regimen link will be there. Third, some links related to anonymity will be there. So over link will be get down. So first link, what will be there? It is anonymity. So who has visited more number of peoples? Maximum who has been visited maximum website, that will becomes in a ranking process. So we have every search engines have their own ranking pattern. So if I develop my own website, if it has to come in a ranking first, so maximum users has to visit that website, then only according to PageRank algorithm, it will becomes first in a ranking, right? So there are various models, various page ranking algorithm, and various search patterns. So nowadays, if you want to any one information to be retrieved, always we are going for a Google and we are accessing that. So we are not directly, we are not in a mind to search. So we are going for a Google and we are searching something, right? So that is our relevance, how the search engines are evaluated, and how the search engines are in what parameters they are evaluated. So if I want to type something, I have to depend upon this search engine. How exactly I'm giving that search engine pattern, that is important. Okay. So this is 3 topics. We are not seen the architecture pattern and different models are there. We have used the major components, how it is classified into 3 major components, that is document subsystem, user subsystem, retrieval, and ranking subsystem. So based on this data only, we are retrieving our informations from the user database part, right? So that is in the syllabus, we have seen about the IR system, the introduction, the goal of your IR system, and how the e-publishing era works, how the web changed your search, how in nowadays, how the people started to search the informations in the web, what are the search interfaces today, in nowadays search interfaces, how it gets hacked. These all the topics in first unit, that is basics. Thank you.